Hey everyone, today we're going to break down a topic that sounds all formal and complicated, but is actually the secret code behind your entire social media life. Yep, we're talking about mathematical relations. Let's get into it.
So what do your Instagram mutuals have to do with your Class 12 math syllabus? The answer is pretty much everything. The rules that power your favorite apps, they're all built on this one simple idea from math. Let's decode it together. So what even is a mathematical relation? Forget the textbook jargon for a second. It's just a rule that connects things. In the world of Instagram, the set is just all the users on the platform. And a relation could be the rule is a follower of. So your list of followers? That's a perfect, real-world example of a mathematical relation. See? Simple, right? Okay, but here's the thing. Not all connections, not all friendships are built the same way. So in math, we have 3 special rules to check just how strong and consistent these connections are. Let's just call them the 3 friendship rules for any social network. The first rule is the most basic one. We're going to call it the self-check rule. It asks a really simple question about every single person inside the network. So what is this self-check? It just means that for a network to be valid, every person must be connected to themselves, kind of like being your own follower or your own friend. And if you look on the right, you'll see how this simple idea translates directly into the math you need for your exams. The ordered pair A, A has to be part of the relation R.
And that brings us to the official NCERT definition. A relation is called reflexive if for every single element A in the set A, the pair A, A is in that relation. Now, the key word here, the one you absolutely cannot forget, is every. If even one person fails this self-check, the whole relation is not reflexive.
Awesome. Now for our second rule, and I promise this one is going to feel super familiar. We'll call it the mutuals rule. You see this on Instagram all the time.
The mutuals rule is dead simple. If you follow someone, they have to follow you back. It must be a two-way street. Think about it. You can follow your favorite movie star, but they probably don't follow you back, right? That relationship is not symmetric. For our rule to pass, it has to be mutual. And this perfectly shows the math. If the pair AB is in the relation, then the pair BA must also be in it. No exceptions. So the official term for this is a symmetric relation. It's symmetric if whenever you have a link from A to B, you are guaranteed to have a link from B back to A. It's all about that perfect two-way connection.
All right, on to our third and final rule. Now this one's name, transitive, sounds a bit complicated, but trust me, the idea is actually easier than it sounds. We'll call it the friend chain rule, because it's all about how connections get passed along.
Here's the logic. If you're friends with person B, and person B is friends with person C, this rule says you must also be directly friends with person C. The chain has to complete. You can see how the math mirrors this perfectly. If the pairs AB and BC are in the relation, then for the rule to pass, the pair AC must be in there too.
And that gives us our official definition of a transitive relation. It's like a chain reaction. The connection has to jump from A to C using B as the bridge.
So we've got our 3 rules, the self-check, the mutuals rule, and the friend chain rule. But what happens when a social network or any relation actually follows all 3? Well, that's when something really special happens. You get what I call the ultimate squad. Think of it like a quality check. To form a perfectly balanced and stable group, the rules of your network must pass all 3 tests. It has to be reflexive, it has to be symmetric, and it has to be transitive.
And when a relation passes all 3 of these checks, we give it a very special name in mathematics. It's called an equivalence relation. This is the big boss of relations, the one you really need to know.
But okay, so what? Why is this such a big deal? Why do we care if a relation is an equivalence relation? What's its special power? Well, this is where it gets really, really cool. Its superpower is that it acts like a sorting hat for your entire group. It automatically partitions everyone into neat, separate, non-overlapping squads. Everyone inside a squad is connected, but nobody from one squad is connected to anyone in another. It's a perfect sorting mechanism. For instance, imagine the relation is plays the same online game as. This relation will automatically sort all your friends. All the Valorant players go into one group, all the BGMI players into another. These 2 groups are totally separate. You're either in the Valorant squad or the BGMI squad, but you can't be in both. And in math, each of these separate squads has a formal name. Each one is called an equivalence class. So in our example, the Valorant players group is one equivalence class, and the BGMI players group is another.
It's just the proper math term for one of these perfect squads. All right, that was a lot to take in, but you've done great. Let's just do a super quick recap of the main points you absolutely need to remember for your exam. So remember this, we have 3 friendship rules. Reflexive, that's the self-check. Symmetric, that's the mutuals rule. And transitive, that's the friend chain. If a relation passes all 3 tests, it's called an equivalence relation. And what's its superpower? It sorts everyone into separate squads, which we call equivalence classes. And that's pretty much it. So next time you're in a WhatsApp group or scrolling through Instagram, you'll know the secret math holding it all together. You can actually ask yourself, is this relation reflexive? Symmetric? Is my friend group an ultimate squad? Keep thinking and keep learning.